We escape from the Central Virginia snow into warm and comfy Turner Gymnasium. Another edition of ODAC Women's Basketball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network as the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets fly into town to face the surging Lynchburg Hornets. Hi everybody, Evan Gates and Ethan Morotsky. Welcome in. Obviously a battle of the Aviators in this one. Two teams that have been high flying in the past, storied histories. This matchup in Turner Gymnasium just a few years ago went to double overtime. You might expect another time to fare in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. Both these teams have similar overall records, but Randolph-Macon having a little bit more success in the ODAC. But really, it's going to come down to this. You go look at the last couple games for Randolph-Macon. They've beat two similar teams to where Lynchburg has beaten, Roanoke and Eastern Mennonite. So we're going to see two of these teams at their best, I think, tonight, Evan.
No doubt about it. And in the series history, Randolph-Macon has dominated at 50 wins to just 24 for Lynchburg. But you do recognize that this is always going to be a very tight affair when you have a Lynchburg team that is shooting well. And Randolph-Macon struggled from field goal range last time out, just 29% in that game. We're going to have to wait and see how it fares out in this one. But let's take a look at our player to watch for Lynchburg by the name of Audra Petty. She has been one of the most prolific scorers in the conference.
Yeah, she's done so well the last couple games, putting up not only double-digit figures in the points column, but she's put up over 20 and even 31 in one game. So Audra Petty, this offense just drives through how well of a player she is. She loves to pass the ball. She's great on defense, but the shooting has been just stellar the last couple nights.
Double figures in all but one game, averaging 25 points a game in her past three, and those also include multiple three-pointers. So she has been a threat. But on Randolph-Macon's side, they go with size, and it's Mackenzie Matheny who comes back an All-America honorable mention last year. She is really proving to be a tough presence down low.
Yeah, well, when you can say as a coach that you have an All-American honorable mention on your team, it's so good to have that player come back and just be such a huge figure in the paint and everywhere on this squad. So it's going to be a ton of fun, a really great matchup between these two teams.
Well, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Pre-game stats between these two sides. Lynchburg's a team that likes to run. They like to score. Randolph-Macon is very poised on their side and controlling the basketball. Just 13.7 turnovers per game. That leads the conference. What sticks out to you, Ethan?
Well, the easy one is turnovers. 17.7 for Lynchburg. They've been decreasing that number slowly, but Coach Allison Nichols got a little bit of an insight from yesterday's practice where they were really focusing on the turnovers when they're driving into the paint. So I think that's going to be huge. If Lynchburg can just keep that number low, it's going to be tough. Like you said, this is a Macon team that loves possession. It's going to be tough, but that's really the key to victory for the Bird.
Lynchburg versus Randolph, right on cue with their scoring average, 67-42 victory for their third consecutive. We'll see if they can add a fourth in this one. Turner Gymnasium, the site for Lynchburg, and Randolph-Macon on the other side will have lineups and tip.
It's in our DNA, making a difference, creating change, fostering belonging, achieving excellence. Lynchburg, it's in our DNA.
Honors for anybody looking to make a difference.
It's really community and connecting with the people around you.
It's been one of my favorite parts of college.
It's in our DNA, making a difference, being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg, it's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
Your calling is beyond the classroom. This is where you feel at home, where you feel connected. And this is the place where you'll answer that call. Here, you'll learn to lead the way in the industry you love. The equestrian sport management major at the University of Lynchburg. Accepting applications now.
See, in this hive, Everybody has a place. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is a part of the swarm. We are engineers of empathy, architects of tomorrow, storytellers of today.
Getting set for ODAC women's basketball, the Yellow Jackets and the Hornets on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network and Flo College. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this one. First, for the Yellow Jackets, a team that has a lot of familiarity. Sam Smith, who's the former ODAC Rookie of the Year, and the Mackenzie Matheny, an all-ODAC first-team selection last year. Hannah Wilcox also in the starting lineup for her third start of the season. So, Ethan, they've battled through some injuries, some new names in the mix, but it's still been a very dangerous bunch.
Yeah, this is a good lineup. It's brought them to a great record at 12-6, but it's easy to talk about players to watch, but the rest of your starting lineup is so important. It's everybody around your best players that really makes this team successful.
And on the other side, Lynchburg going with consistency as well. Kate Littlejohn has been playing stellar basketball since returning. Missed 5 games with an injury earlier in the year. Selah Parker will round out that backcourt with Audra Petty, the player to watch. Brooke Kaysen and Bree Spainhour. It's consistent. It's been a well-oiled machine in these last 3 games, and Coach Nichols hopes to keep it going.
Yeah, this is a super fun team to watch. You look at that starting lineup, and everybody's a shooter. You've got Audra Petty, who's upped her points per game by a whole point the last couple games, and then you go look at Bree Spainhour, where her field goal percentage shooting .471 from the field, so a lot of fun shooters on the squad.
And it is a team that when they get out and run and they make their 3-pointers, they can beat anyone in the ODAC. Washington and Lee up front has been untouched this season so far, still undefeated at 18-0, but everyone else, really 2 through 8 in that ODAC tournament, it feels like is a toss-up, and that's where this part of the season is so crucial.
Yeah, well, I think we say this for every single sport in the ODAC, where it's just a gauntlet of juggernauts that you have to go up against, and we love this as sportscasters. We love to see a middle of the table where a 1 win can change 3 spots on the standings, so it's a lot of fun to be able to watch, especially with these 2 teams that are going to battle it out tonight.
Randolph-Macon won the matchup last year as Matheny meets Spainhour in the center circle. Lynchburg controls the tip and tries to reverse momentum, as right away clock didn't get off and running. So Lynchburg will have the first possession of the ball game, and you recognize that the Hornets, as we said, they operate with a lot of speed. The 3-point ball has obviously been a big-time play style for them here in the last few years. The question's going to be, when that falls off, what is plan B and the other options in the playbook?
Well, when you look at Bree Spainhour, she's plan A and plan B going into the paint, so having people, we mentioned how Macon's had some injuries. You look at the Lynchburg side, they haven't had Kayla Terry since the beginning of the season. You lose Vandergrift for the first half. She's back getting a lot of minutes, so the bench really has to be plan B for this squad.
16 players with at least a few minutes in that last game against Randolph, as ball scurries out towards the Macon bench. Lynchburg maintains possession. Coach Allison Nichols not afraid to go to her different options. Kate Littlejohn has to get the ball in. Audra Petty from that far side dishes out to Spainhour. Reversals around the perimeter so far. Tight defense from the Yellow Jackets. Kaysen down low. Now time for Spainhour to work. Spins, trying to get to her spot. Matheny stands firm. A deflection out of bounds. 3 ticks on the shot clock.
And that's great defense from Randolph-Macon to start this game. You take away that paint opportunities, force them to shoot the ball, which obviously they do well from behind the arc, but you can't keep shooting that 3 all game.
Kaysen went left hand with the 3-pointer, hit the front iron and skipped out. Sam Smith the rebound. That would have been one of the more interesting, more impressive shots we've seen all year from Brooke Kaysen. Known for her 3-point shooting abilities early in her Lynchburg career. Sam Smith dishing the other way. Now a few dribbles right to the spot. Wilcox outside. Smith wants the screen, moves right all the way to the bucket, and a foul in transit. Ethan, at her size, Sam Smith listed at just 5'6". She's one of the speediest players in the conference, but she also has such a knack for knowing where the defenders are.
Yeah, well, I think obviously this is a sport where height does take into account, but if you trade that out for speed, like you mentioned, you're going to take that every step of the way because you're so nifty and nimble getting through defenders. You find a lot of lanes to the paint.
23-24 ODAC Rookie of the Year. She was an all-ODAC second-team selection last year. 1 for 2 at the stripe. Here comes Sayla Parker trying to go to the cup, and she's fouled. Anna Wilcox, the transition defense, just to deny the layup, but that's the Hornets' bread and butter, getting down the court in a hurry.
You got to think a lot of whistles to start this ball game up. Do you think this could be decided at the free throw line?
You got to feel like if it is, Lynchburg likes their chances this year a lot better than last year because Lynchburg's leading the conference now in free throw shooting. So you take another look at Sayla Parker just trying to get across her body. We're knotted up at 1 here in the early going. Lynchburg from the free throw line shooting 76% to lead the ODAC. They were 7th last year in the conference, and it's really been one of the major improvements. Sam Smith trying to keep that pivot foot, did just enough. Now working near side. Few quick dribbles right back to the bucket, diving towards it. Parker the rebound.
Beautiful defense from Parker. Now let's see how Lynchburg can do on this transition.
Kaysen thought about the 3. We'll be a little more patient. Here's Brooke Spainauer. Bree Spainauer. The pass to Brooke Kaysen. Wraparounds and beautiful offense. Parker denied, but the offensive rebound. Now a scram for it under the bucket. Jump ball will go Randolph-Macon's way.
I really like the intensity of this Lynchburg offense, especially Parker. But Parker on both ends has been doing well to start these first couple minutes of this ball game. And I like the aggressiveness. You get your own offensive board, trying to put it back up. Maybe, you know, with that shot clock resetting, you dish it out, take a little bit more time off the clock, find a more open shot.
Sayla Parker really helps with the liftoff for ball games because her defense is so impressive. Nice move from Aaron Porter, who's fouled, got that quick first step. We'll see, it looks like the foul will be on Audra Petty or Bree Spainauer. We'll wait for corroboration. It is Bree Spainauer, her first personal. Sends Aaron Porter to the line. Porter on the season, a sophomore who started every game. And you think about, obviously, major contributors from last year's team. Randolph-Macon had just 2 losses. She's made a big jump into the season.
First 5 points of this ball game have all been at the charity stripe.
As you said, you wonder if that's a trend here for the next few quarters. Kate Littlejohn behind the back, a nice move. Out to Spainauer. From the free throw line, tries to wrap around him. Matheny, better defense. Back and forth we go. Stop and go traffic here in the early going. No field goals made yet. Matheny trying to change that, goes to her left, a little too heavy. Now Littlejohn trying to find the opening. The pass evades everyone. Now it's a foot race to get there. The Yellow Jackets will win it. A nice hustle down the other end of the floor from Riley White to connect for 2.
The foot race, best way to put it, just an errant pass from Lynchburg. Sends it all the way back to their own defensive end. A great job from White, like you mentioned, to get there before anybody. A diving effort from Spainauer is just nice to see.
Here's Audra Petty trying to find the score sheet. Can't do it that time. It rattles out. 31 points versus Randolph last time out. Yellow Jackets working it around the perimeter. Matheny found her spot. Goes to the right hand and cleans the glass.
2 easy options for Matheny. You had Riley White wide open on the other end of the rim, so 2 easy ways to score. She takes it herself.
Randolph-Macon shooting just 29% in their last game versus EMU. Still a very comfortable win, and perhaps a trend for this game as Littlejohn has it ripped away out of bounds. Substitution, Kayla Sledge will enter the contest for Lynchburg. Question is who's coming out. Bree Spainauer will go to the bench. Randolph-Macon winning 56-41 in Harrisonburg. Trying to get back to their winning ways after a 3-game losing streak in the middle of conference play. Kaysen, handoff to Littlejohn. Gonna have to hoist. 2 on the shot clock, loses the basketball. Randolph-Macon ready for takeoff. They'll slow things down. Off-ball foul. Looks like Kayla Sledge caught for the physicality. That'll be third foul for Lynchburg. Madison Hoffman replaces Sayla Parker. 5:56 to go in the first.
The turnovers are going to be so huge for this Randolph-Macon defense. If you can force Lynchburg to make some bad passes, you got a good chance at scoring.
And connecting on the other end as Sam Smith gets another high percentage bucket. Ethan, it feels like every bucket for the Yellow Jackets so far has been right at the rim.
Yeah, they're really not shooting from outside the arc. I mean, this is a Lynchburg defense that is one of the best defense for three-point shots. So, I mean, just stay in the paint, stay close.
Kay Littlejohn capitalizing a triple on the other end. Maybe a spark for Lynchburg, their first field goal of the ball game.
Hey, Littlejohn's led this team in three-point percentage for a majority of the season since she's come back. Audra Petty taking over as of recent, but Littlejohn, somebody you can rely on from the three-point line.
Nice positioning down low. Riley White. You don't see many guards settle for that bank shot. It was a clean-looking one as Randolph-Macon goes up by 6. Hoffman bounce pass around to Petty. Hasn't gotten a point yet, trying to change it. Muscling through into the paint. Foul will be called, and Audra Petty trying to get some movement from this offense as Lynchburg has had their efforts stalled early. The Yellow Jackets up 11-5 at the media break here in the first quarter.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's gonna become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less.
Welcome back into Turner Gymnasium, and Mackenzie Matheny has been one of the problems for this Randolph-Macon team against everybody because she has been so dominant defensively and offensively. Got a chance to talk with Coach Lindsey Burke-Eberhardt before this contest as Kaysen can't connect from 3. And, you know, just asking her, what was that jump like? Obviously a transfer, started her career at Mount St. Mary's. Now she has the opportunity to be in a Yellow Jackets uniform. And she said it's really just helping her find her confidence. Last year, an All-America honorable mention and has now averaged a double-double to start the season. Sam Smith quickly moving to the basket. Had the ball stripped away, 6 ticks remain. Another substitution for Lynchburg. And it's Jacqueline Jacobisi. Here's a second look. Looked like Sledge and Kaysen had a hand on that basketball. Now short corner. Randolph-Macon out to Smith. And they're not going to get a shot off. Right in front of the Lynchburg bench. That could be a momentum shifter.
Yeah, it was a really great job from Madison Hoffman. She started a couple games in the last couple months, but not tonight. But coming off the bench, you play super contested defense from outside the arc, and really great job on defense there.
Kaysen handoff to Audra Petty, has a clean lane. Ball taken away, and now the scramble on the baseline. And it's Yellow Jackets basketball. How about the hustle from Riley White we've seen in this first quarter? Several plays now, Ethan, where she's been on the hardwood.
Yeah, and that's something that really stands out if you're a coach. If you get a player who's going to lay their body out on the line for every single possession, you're going to earn yourself more and more minutes.
Randolph making several options on the bench, just like Lynchburg. Pass to the corner. Options around for Madison Langdon. Downstairs, the pass swatted away. Kate Littlejohn got her paws on it, and she'll slow it down. Hoffman, the pass to Petty for three. Got it.
Audra Petty, automatic from the three. A beautiful shot. Step up, just nail a triple.
Trying to stall the Yellow Jackets offense. Sam Smith for three. Clicks the iron and out all the way to the corner. Now it's Evian Byers. Pass to her left. Langdon kicks out to Smith again. Too heavy. Hasn't found her stroke early in this ball game. Lynchburg wanting to run again. Petty, fade away from the short corner. Oh, wow. A professional-looking move for the sophomore.
There's a reason why she's done so well, not only the entire season, but definitely these last couple games that she's played. Beautiful job from Audra Petty.
Petty at this part of the season is already in the top 5 for scoring in the ODAC, but that is an all ODAC first team looking move. The way she has really found confidence. Handoff, Kaysen straightaway three, no good. And the rebound far side.
Kaysen's somebody who's not afraid to take those deep three looks, especially if she's wide open, so definitely won't be her only one of the evening.
A block down low from Brooke Kaysen. And tell you what, when you look at the stat sheet, there is not a more complete player out there than Kaysen, because she truly impacts 6 different stat categories a game. You look at the blocks, the steals, and you obviously need offense and defense, but the way she has done it as a veteran has really helped some of the newcomers.
Well, the easy way to put it is she's your Swiss Army knife. She just does everything.
Spainauer gets the rebound right under the cup. Lynchburg trailing by 1, looking for its first lead. Littlejohn had it taken away. Smith, oh, a nice bounce pass to a cutting Matheny. And the ball taken for a moment. Jacobisi now the tie up in the paint. Once again, it was Riley White. 1:36 to play here in the first quarter. Randolph-Macon leads by 3. Pass outside, Spainauer. Littlejohn. Back and forth from this Lynchburg offense, and Matheny, another swat out of bounds.
That's her 3rd block of the night so far, and we mentioned how we were talking about Brooke Kaysen, how she does a ton for this Lynchburg team, but Matheny tonight is doing about exactly the same. I mean, just 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
Pass downstairs, Madison Hoffman, the extra one to Spainauer from the elbow. Patient passing from the Hornets.
I completely agree with you. Perfect way to put it. I mean, you right under the rim. It's easy to look up and just say, let me take a shot, but you find a wide open Spainauer on the mid-range.
The 3 rattles home on the other end. Aaron Porter. Tell you what, some of the offense that we've seen, you know, obviously you do want to have that extra pass, and you don't want to be too selfless, but the way Lynchburg has shot it as of recently, you feel like everybody has enjoyed the wealth. Jacobisi tries to go up and under. The ball skitters out of bounds. 48 ticks to go here in this first quarter.
Well, the passing is something that this Lynchburg offense has really had a mindset change this entire season. You go back to the preseason presser with Coach Allison Nichols and the seniors. This is a team where, obviously, yes, they want to score, but they're more pointed on who they can pass to score. It's a very selfless team that we're looking at this year compared to the prior years.
And very much a committee effort, as we've said. 16 different players got in the ball game against Randolph. Brooke Kaysen up the ladder. Wow, the defense on full display, her 2nd block of the afternoon.
Kaysen and Matheny going block for block combined. That's 5 between the two.
28 combined points in the first. Pass to the other side of the floor, down to the corner, and the Yellow Jackets can't connect. Hoffman the rebound. To the other side, Spainauer. Searching for options, and Lynchburg's gonna hold. Madison Hoffman setting up shop. 10 to go in the first and a turnover. 2-on-1 break the other way, pass over the top, and Hoffman charged with the foul. Did what she could to recover. That's going to be 2 shots on the other end for Madison Langdon, and a frustrating turnover in the dying seconds of the quarter.
Yeah, you can see Coach Nichols motioning, let's run this clock down. Let's try and score the last couple points so we have the momentum going into that second quarter. But an unfortunate another turnover, but again, a good hustle play from Hoffman. You got the block, but you give the contact where you give them 2 shots at the charity stripe.
Contact was at the body as the hand had a clean swipe. Spainhour is going to have to hoist from half. And more strong defense, a fitting theme to end the first 10 minutes as Randolph-Macon propels themselves to a 17-12 lead. We have 30 more, a lot of the story to write here in Turner Gymnasium. Stick with us on LHSN and Flo College.
Here in Lynchburg, the cage birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they will finally sing. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice, unapologetic, authentic. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and road tour. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
Extending our congratulations to Randolph-Macon's coach, Lindsey Burke-Eberhardt, as she earned win number 100 last time out against EMU in just 6 seasons with the Yellow Jackets. It has been a culture of success for the women in black. And Ethan, that goes back to last season where they were 29-2.
Yeah, 16-0 in conference play last year, and those are just absolutely incredible numbers. And going back to Coach Eberhardt, in 5 seasons, 88-25. Those numbers are just incredible. It's hard to replicate that in any conference, let alone the ODAC, which is one of the best in any sport.
Jacobisi charged with the offensive foul, extended that arm as Randolph-Macon gets the bucket to start the quarter. They're now up 7. You think about having an undefeated conference slate, that's hard enough. To do it in the ODAC with teams lingering like Washington and Lee, that also featured an epic overtime battle last year. You look at Shenandoah, a team that was really powered up and ready to go, and Randolph-Macon just made it look easy as the bank 3 falls through. Riley White getting a little nice luck on this Saturday.
Yeah, the ODAC, it's a gauntlet, and you and I both know this firsthand, where any season, it feels like any team can be in the top 25, and that's not even just counting 1. It could be 2, 3, or even 4.
Taylor Parker, nice race to the rim. Up and in for 2, makes it an 8-point game. You know, the question this year is going to be who's going to touch Washington and Lee. It was looking a lot like Randolph-Macon did last year, undefeated on the season at 18-0. But this Randolph-Macon team certainly recharged as Matheny able to maneuver through for 2. Makes it a double-digit lead. Coach Burke really said, you know what, this is a new edition of this team. And while there's a lot of change, as Kaysen's charged for the travel, you got to recognize the success we've seen in previous seasons. And so many of these players have been around that. Sam Smith working in the backcourt. This is where Sayla Parker comes into play. Tight defense the entire game so far. Passing around the perimeter. Another chance for Porter, who's caught for the travel first. Good thing because the 3 fell through. Aaron Porter really shooting the lights out to start this game, averaging 12 points per game. Just 12 appearances last season. Petty surveying up top. Tight defense from Riley White. Now looking all around. Spainhour goes outside, and the ball will evade everybody out of bounds. Randolph-Macon takes over. There's just another rough it up type of play. So many turnovers and blocks to get this game started. Oh, Sam Smith got her hand on it. Now working on the offensive end. Stops, passes outside, left side of the rim and out. Oh, but a swipe right underneath. Matheny to Smith, no good.
Lynchburg caught a little bit of a break there. The turnovers, again, really is what has been killing this Lynchburg team this year. If you limit the amount of times you're giving the ball away, it can give you a recipe for success. But, I mean, believe it or not, it's easy to say that up here. It's really tough to do out on the court, especially. And it comes back to the conference and how good the ODAC is. When you have teams that are this good every single year, it's really tough to limit that number.
Lynchburg already up to 8 turnovers, and you recognize that's been a blueprint throughout the entire season that they've tried to get rid of. Hornets have been plagued by that stat, especially in games where the shooting hasn't necessarily been there. Lynchburg 2 for 6 from three-point range. Not a terrible start, but Randolph-Macon has just elongated their possessions. Another offensive rebound. That'll prompt a timeout from Coach Allison Nichols, frustrated on the sideline, as Lynchburg goes down a dozen to begin this second quarter. 7:07 to go.
Lynchburg is all about you, your ideas, and your goals. We've got one professor for every 10 students, so you can get all the support you need. In the classroom, in the lab, or in nature. You'll learn by putting yourself out there, and we're right there with you.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference, being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg. It's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
There's another look at the Randolph-Macon huddle. They've got to feel happy about the start of the second quarter, up 26-14 on Lynchburg. 7:07 to go here in the second quarter. Evan Gates and Ethan Maratsky taking you through the action. The ODAC has been busy here in the last few weeks, really into the heart of conference play. 3 games yesterday and 3 games today. Obviously some inclement weather in the area. A lot of teams wanting to be careful about travel plans. And this one, maybe one of the best here on this Saturday. Parker surveying, kicks left to Kaysen, wide open from 3 and cashes home another triple.
Something like that coming out of a timeout, it's a game changer, and if you're Lynchburg, you got to take advantage of that. A deep 3 from Kaysen. Again, we said that's in her repertoire. She likes taking the deep 3, and right there you know exactly why.
White dishes out to the other side, pass over the top from Anna Wilcox, and a dominant denial down low from Lynchburg. There's more of that rough it up defense we've talked about. That's really been a theme for so many teams this year. The rough and rugged style, it's not pretty, but defensively it can really wear on you.
I think that caters to players like Brooke Kaysen, who got her 3rd block of the ballgame. Another really good defensive stand from Lynchburg there.
Elevated plenty as Matheny trying to get the easy 2. Now Sayla Parker on the other end. To the corner with Kaysen. Bounce pass entry to Spainhour, right in her spot. Couldn't connect for the and 1, but she'll have 2 freebies. Foul will be on Aaron Porter. First personal. And Spainhour 2 at the line. 79% shooter at the stripe this season. We mentioned Lynchburg's metrics and how they have really improved. 76% from the line is leading the ODAC. They shot just 66% last year. And Spainhour's one of the 4 Hornets who's averaging over 78%. To the other side we go. Sam Smith dancing up top. Passes around the perimeter. Matheny. Out to Porter. Quick dribbles to the cup. Right hand around and a little too heavy. Here comes Kate Littlejohn. Looking to get in transition, and Sam Smith will get the offensive foul. That was a tricky situation as Littlejohn tried to keep on going. Referee will say that Smith was set as Matheny goes to the bench. Liz Wyrick enters the game for Randolph-Macon along with number 23, Madison Langdon.
Definitely something you can tell that the Randolph-Macon team has been really stressing this entire ball game. Like you mentioned earlier, this is a Lynchburg team that they're not afraid to play it fast. And if you're Randolph-Macon, you're going to turn that under your own positivity and get plays like that, get turnovers like that from Lynchburg.
Sam Smith can be such a frustrating opponent because she does so many things well. And the hustle stats, obviously helping her team win with a lot of motivation. Wyrick down low as the play on pause. Traveling violation. Lynchburg takes over. Some more full court pressure. Perhaps in the cards from Coach Lindsey Burke just to slow down this Lynchburg transition. It's been so dominant throughout the season. Littlejohn to her left. Sayla Parker and an offensive foul. Petty can't believe it. Slapped the hardwood after as Randolph-Macon takes over again.
Definitely seeing some frustration from Petty, not only on that play, but on previous, on the bench, on the court. As a leader on this team, it is frustrating having as many turnovers as you do per game, but got to try and limit the frustration.
I feel like the time of possession stat has really gone Randolph-Macon's way, but Lynchburg has transition. Kaysen kicks out to Littlejohn, can't bury it. Oh, extra hustle from Spainhour, and looks like that foot might have been on the line first. Brielle Bauman into the game. Sophomore from East Berlin, Pennsylvania. 14 appearances as a freshman. Ethan, it feels like these next 5 minutes are going to be critical for Lynchburg just to try and keep the bleeding away to end the half.
Yeah, down by 7. Obviously, you want to keep it close. A deep 3 for Randolph-Macon knocks it down. Madison Langdon, huge 3, and now that ups the lead to 10, double digits. But I really like what you said. These last 4 minutes and some change, it's going to be important for Lynchburg. You got to try and cut that lead down. The last minute or two going into that second half or that halftime is so huge because it can change so much momentum going into that second half of the ball game.
And obviously Lynchburg perhaps trying to pull an upset. One of the top teams in the conference. Got to get there early. The Euro step for Littlejohn over the Atlantic and in. An 8-point game with 3:46 to go here in the second quarter. Smith. The bounce pass. Sayla Parker goes downstairs to get it. Jump ball, possession Lynchburg.
There's Parker again. So much hustle, so much spirit. Again, she's been getting a lot of starts as of late, and that's exactly why. She's just a workhorse on the court.
Maybe one of the more improved players on this Lynchburg roster from last season to now. Sophomore from Bristow, Virginia. This is her 10th start of the year. Here's another look at that Littlejohn nifty move. Around traffic and in. She has the basketball in her left hand. See what's in the cards for the Lynchburg offense. Maybe some more isolation. Downstairs, Smith, better defense. Into Jacobisi, 7 on the shot clock. Now Petty for 3. Can't connect. And the offensive rebound by who else? Parker from the corner. Another 3, this time rattles around and out. Petty hasn't found her stroke early in this ball game, just 5 points. Of course, a high standard held for the sophomore who's averaging just under 18. Straightaway opportunity and a nice step back, but no good. Jacobisi, the rebound right under the cup. Pass intercepted. Smith the other way. Bounce once again. Who wants to take the shot? It's one in black and gold. That is just pure selflessness from the Yellow Jackets, who have once again made it a 10-point lead. Now their pass over the top. Petty, no good. The Yellow Jackets injecting maybe a taste of Lynchburg's own medicine, trying to get down on the break. The women in black have really found several ways to win ball games, as the three is just short. They play a complete 40 minutes. Can Lynchburg cut into the deficit here in the final 2 minutes? Double screen, Littlejohn. What's the other way? Down to Jacobisi. Parker, the mid-range. Nothing but nylon from 5 and white.
I love the way that Parker plays. It really reminds me a lot about Eric Bledsoe, former Milwaukee Buck. That's some premium ball knowledge for any of you fans out there that can recognize that.
Look up the tapes.
Beautiful style of basketball. Great player on defense. Loves driving in, trying to get an easy two.
Pass outside. Another corner jumper. Rattles out. Randolph-Macon fighting for the rebound. Sam Smith able to get there. Obviously, the mid-range shot so important in today's brand of basketball as well. Three-pointer has really been alive and well, but mid-range is just an extra tool in the box. Finishing abilities help too. Liz Wyrick adds 2 to the tally. Back to a 10-point lead. See if Lynchburg wants to go 2 for 1. Indications they're setting up shop, trying to get one more good look here in this first half. Littlejohn picked up that dribble. Pass denied. Petty gets there. Have to work to the bucket. And personal foul charge to Emian Byers. So senior out of Louisa County. Cousin Taylor also played women's basketball for Randolph-Macon. As there's a few substitutions here. With 5 on the shot clock, no, it'll reset to 20. So Lynchburg can bleed it out here in this first half. Hornets looking to protect the basketball on this final possession. Down to Spainauer. Extra move right in the middle of the paint. Ricochets in. Yellow Jackets on the prowl. 5 seconds to go. Extra pass to Matheny, going to the bucket and can't connect. Lynchburg able to get that deficit to single figures. Ethan, you feel like that's the first sign of confidence here heading into the second 20 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. And like we mentioned, that last minute or so is so important going into that second half. Lynchburg, you take about a 40-second possession due to the foul. You get some 2, you cut the lead down, and then you get a really nice stop with about 10 seconds left from Randolph-Macon. So it's a good sign going into that second half for Lynchburg.
Lots to unpack on the other side. Some stellar highlights from Lynchburg. They're going to have to bring their best brand of basketball here in the second half to catch up. It's Randolph-Macon 33, Lynchburg 25. We'll be back with halftime stats and analysis in Turner Gymnasium.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference. Creating change. Fostering belonging. Achieving excellence. Lynchburg, it's in our DNA.
Honors for anybody looking to make a difference.
It's really community and connecting with the people around you.
It's been one of my favorite parts of college.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference. Being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg, it's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
Your calling is beyond the classroom. This is where you feel at home, where you feel connected. And this is the place where you'll answer that call. Here, you'll learn to lead the way in the industry you love. The equestrian sport management major at the University of Lynchburg. Accepting applications now.
See, in this hive, everybody has a place. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is a part of the swarm. We are engineers of empathy, architects of tomorrow, storytellers of today. We're not waiting to change the world. We already doing it.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's gonna become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
Here in Lynchburg, the cage birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they will finally sing. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice. Unapologetic, authentic. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and road course. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
Lynchburg is all about you, your ideas, and your goals. We've got one professor for every 10 students, so you can get all the support you need. In the classroom, in the lab, or in nature. You'll learn by putting yourself out there, and we're right there with you.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference, being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg, it's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
This is the dough. It's wicked cute. It's always so pretty.
You're watching Hornets basketball on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network and Flo College. So far, 33-25, Randolph-Macon in front. Some of the stellar highlights from Lynchburg's day. You've obviously seen a very defensive battle, and you feel like cutting the turnovers, which are at 12 for Lynchburg, is going to be the key piece to success.
Yeah, I think another key is Lynchburg's got to defend better in the paint. Randolph-Macon, 18 of their points are from right under the net. I mean, you got 10 if you're Lynchburg, but you really gotta up your defensive stats in the paint. But again, the rebounds dead even. That's something that Lynchburg's got to take advantage of. I mean, you're one of the best defensive teams when it comes to rebounds, but that turnovers, like you mentioned, it's a real killer for this squad.
It's wild when you look at the stats so far because every other category is pretty even, especially in the shooting department. You look at the points off turnovers in a game like this, that's certainly going to be pivotal. 12 for Randolph-Macon, and obviously Lynchburg would be leading if that stat went the other way. So Ethan, if you're Coach Nichols in the locker room, how do you portray that confidence to your team that you're actually right in this battle?
I think he's just telling them to play smart, play your style of basketball. This is a team that's found success in games this year, when they do, it's convincing. Their wins have been very convincing, and so you tell them to be smart, trust your instincts, play the smart game going into the paint. And again, it's easy to tell your squad to limit the turnovers, but doing it's tough. But we'll see what happens in the second half.
Obviously, slowing down your play can help, but Lynchburg likes to be a very quick-minded team, and you feel like that has helped them win games here in the recent stretch, which, by the way, the Hornets have captured 3 straight victories, trying to get a 4th. We'll see what they go out there with style-wise here in the third quarter. Lynchburg starting a 3-game homestand as well. Obviously, if you're in the Hill City, come out on Wednesday, February 4th as the Hornets take on Guilford. That's a 7:30 contest. Code Red Night here in the Hill City. We saw it with the men's team. It's always electric, Ethan.
Yeah, Code Red Nights are always the best, especially for basketball. I mean, what Lynchburg does so well is that it's fun. They make it fun. They do halftime activities. They throw out some t-shirts. You get the cheerleaders out, play some loud music, get people stomping on the deck. I mean, it's a ton of fun, and it just gives you that much momentum or that much more confidence for the players going out there.
You know, I never feel frustrated that I can't catch a t-shirt at halftime because we're always busy, right? We're occupied. But I got gifted a t-shirt at the last Code Red, and it just didn't feel right. It's like if I'm not getting my hands up as it's in the air, then do you count it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can tell you right now that if we're on that team for that Code Red game, they throw a shirt up here, Evan, I'm fighting you for
That's right. Diving over the table up here in Turner Gymnasium. Glad you're tuning in on this Saturday afternoon. Start time pushed up to 1 o'clock to accommodate some of the weather in the area. A snowy weekend here in the Hill City. We'll see who can heat up to start this third quarter as Randolph-Macon has a tricky bounce pass that pinballs its way to the short corner. Jump ball will award possession to Lynchburg. So an awkward first few seconds, and Brooke Kaysen will have the inbounds.
And you'll take that if you're Lynchburg. If you can score, get a 2-point, 3-point swing here, that really puts you even closer into this ball game and gets you a good start in the second half.
Only takes a few possessions, especially in a low-scoring affair, to kick this one off. Sayla Parker surveying right at the perimeter line. Dishing to Spainhour, whose pass almost went away. Out 10 on the shot clock. Littlejohn resets. Wants the double screen, looking left. Trying to wrap all the way to the bucket. Goes right hand up and almost in.
Aiken got a little help with that rim there. That looked like a good shot from Littlejohn.
Well, we've seen that floater from her as well. She has so many nifty moves in the paint. One of the premier finishers on this team. Now Sam Smith the other way. The dish into Matheny, doubled immediately. Outside to Porter, driving baseline, spin around, and can't connect. Back and forth we go, both squads exchanging blows to start this third quarter. Nothing doing yet as Petty passes outside to Spainhour. Lynchburg 12 turnovers in that first half, trying to protect the basketball in this third quarter. Nice race to the rim, once again, just on the wrong side of it. Smith dancing up top to Matheny. And clipped on the baseline. Foul on Bree Spainhour. That'll be your second.
If you're Lynchburg, you're really hoping that Audra Petty can start heating up soon. Just 5 points in that first half, 2 rebounds and a steal. But if you're Petty, if you're looking at it from Audra Petty's standpoint, you can't try too hard. If you try too hard, you're not going to find any success.
Has to be a committee effort, as both rims have played stellar defense to start this third quarter. No field goals yet. Lynchburg trying to change that. Audra Petty, with just 5 in that first half, has been averaging 25 in her past 3 games as Spainhour right through contact. Have a trip to the charity stripe.
And it comes down to Parker. I mean, she's running around everywhere on that offensive territory and just drawing 2 defenders away from her and giving Bree Spainhour the open space, which forces Randolph-Macon to close down on her and gets Bree Spainhour to draw the contact.
Anna Wilcox picks up her second personal. Spainhour knocks down both freebies. And Lynchburg hasn't really used that 3-point shot all that well in this game. 3 for 11, 27% beyond the arc. And so sometimes that's the reason that defense is clamped down. They haven't needed that yet. Pass denied momentarily by Kaysen. Now another one that goes all the way to the other side, and Porter can't get the 3 to fall. Offensive rebound, Smith. Round 2, weaving in and out. Bounce pass to a cutting Matheny, charges through contact. Extra tally on the line. That is smooth operation downstairs.
A really great offensive possession from Randolph-Macon. Porter couldn't knock down the wide open 3 with acres of space, but you get your own rebound, give yourself another opportunity to score.
Mackenzie Matheny has had a sensational season, averaging a double-double. The biggest moment of the year was against Guilford, where Randolph-Macon was down 3 in the dying ticks. She hits an and-one 3-pointer buzzer beater to win that contest on the road. It's her only made 3-pointer of the season. And it's just been theatrical as Randolph-Macon's on the run again. Smith, Euro to the left side at everything but the layup. Spainhour trying to go baseline. Matheny had the contact. Offensive rebound, Selah Parker. Now the rebound secured and going the other way. Pass inside, laser, but Porter can't finish. Off to the races we go. Lynchburg trying to expose openings. Petty has the mismatch down low, off the glass and in.
Great job by Petty. You get your first 2 points of the half. You start to heat up a little bit. Maybe that'll open up some space from the outside. Get a little space for Brooke Case and Littlejohn, and even some for Audra Petty too.
Up to 7 points now for Petty. Porter down low, cross-court pass to the corner. Here's Riley White. Missed everything. Matheny is able to get her hands on it. Pinball's out, 6 on the shot clock. Sideline instructions, Sam Smith the swish.
If you're Riley White, you miss everything, but she'll argue that was a beautiful pass to Matheny.
That is a dagger in the heart when you play defense for the entire possession, and the ball still finds the hands of a shooter. Substitutions for Lynchburg, Madison Hoffman and Jacqueline Jacobisi, a pair of freshmen. Spainhour and Selah Parker, the starters, head to the bench. 5:49 to go in this third quarter. And once again, Randolph-Macon up to a 10-point lead. That's where much of this game has lived. Lynchburg just 2 wins against Randolph-Macon in the last 12 meetings, as Petty had to be careful in the corner. Able to keep possession for the Hornets.
That's a good, smart play from Petty, just off balance. You got 1 foot in. If you take another step, you're out of bounds. Just knock it off the Randolph-Macon defender.
Pass all the way to the logo. Now Kaysen rifles one to Petty right at the elbow, off the rim and out. Macon heading the other way. Down to the All-America honorable mention, give and go to Smith. Through the heart. That is premier passing. Hoffman picked up her dribble a long ways from home. Here's Littlejohn. Three-point shot. Long bounce. Jacobisi swats it over to Petty. Trying to just protect the basketball. Goes up. Jacobisi cleans and finishes.
A really great job from Audra Petty. You know that everybody knows that she's been shooting the ball well the last couple games. Gets double covered, driving towards the paint, finds an open Jacobisi. Beautiful finish from her.
Don't know if it was intentional or if it was a shot, as the foul is off the ball. Three-pointer won't fall. Matheny had fallen to the hardwood. And that's where we head to a media break. Wow, a lot to uncover here with 4:41 to go in the third. Stick with us on LHSN and Flo College. Lynchburg trails by 10.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference. Creating change. Fostering belonging. Achieving excellence. Lynchburg, it's in our DNA.
Honors for anybody looking to make a difference.
It's really community and connecting with the people around you.
It's been one of my favorite parts of college.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference. Being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you
Time to take a look at the ODAC standings here in the final weekend of January. Heading into the month of February, Washington and Lee unblemished up top. Bridgewater also just one loss in conference, and everybody else really in a toss-up, Ethan.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned it in the first half. That's the beauty of the ODAC. You really never know what's going to happen. I mean, you look at Randolph-Macon last year, going 16-0, and they started off the season 4-0 in conference. So if you think about it, that's 20-0 straight of winning conference games in the regular season for Randolph-Macon.
Littlejohn wins the sprint, puts 2 to the tally for Lynchburg, and you're exactly right. This team just knows how to win games against these teams in state, a difficult conference. So the jump shot is front iron and out. Just never know. Lynchburg currently occupying the 8th spot, the final one in the ODAC tournament. We'll see if their fortunes will continue or improve as Littlejohn runs right through traffic. Has an opportunity for an and one.
You can feel the vibes in the air starting to change on that Lynchburg bench. When she knocked down that and one opportunity, we'll take another look. As soon as she knocks that down, everybody on that Lynchburg bench standing on their feet, clapping, getting the hype.
That was just a vulnerable position for Madison Langdon, too, right under the bucket. All you can do is put your hands up and hope. And Littlejohn able to capitalize. 5-point ball game and a very defensive affair. A swing like that can feel so important. Sam Smith, far side. Passing and connecting the dots are the Yellow Jackets. And won't pull it this time. Smith, around traffic, through the paint, and a travel. Smith palms to the air, frustrated after that one. Looked like she did take an extra step. Anna Wilcox was locked and loaded on the jumper. Randolph-Macon won't get there, and Sam Smith earns it right back. Wow, a frustrating call. Now 3/4 of the court away from the basket. Brooke Kaysen's charged with the personal.
Fouls like that, another turnover for Lynchburg. Can be momentum killers, and Randolph-Macon's got to take advantage of that. You got to notice that. Now it's been a struggle to start there the last couple minutes in this third quarter.
Now a 3 on the other end, no good. That would have been pivotal. Instead, Lynchburg has a chance to make it a one-possession game. Spainhour powering through towards the paint. Now Parker outside to Kaysen. Lots of passing from this Lynchburg offense today. Just haven't had many open shots. Littlejohn. Straightaway opportunity. Charging against Smith. Rattles through contact. 2 shots at the line. That'll be Smith's first personal.
As we see Littlejohn step up to the charity stripe, I gotta say, I've probably seen her take over 200 free throws this season, and not just on the court, obviously, but she's on the court 2 hours before game time, just shooting everywhere, majority at the free throw line.
It's very calculated, and especially as one of the veterans on this team, the former transfer from Roanoke. She has lived in this role in that starting rotation and really taken off with it. Chance to make it a 1-possession game. Rattles it home. Here comes Sam Smith. Has really pestered this Lynchburg starting 5. You've seen some of the plays off ball. Matheny downstairs. Dish across the court. And the jumper falls. Brielle Bauman off the bench. Breaking in for 3. Sayla Parker, crossover to the other side. Now trying to find an opening outside the Spainhour. Little bump to Matheny. Here's Parker, left hand, denied midair. This Lynchburg team has battled back from a double-digit deficit. Now they got to make sure they can keep it knotted up at 6. Ballman ready to fire another. Clips the iron, no good. Rebound Matheny, and she'll have 2 shots. That one paused in the air. Foul on the rebound.
Almost giving flashbacks to Raptors 76ers playoff.
That's right.
Buzzer beater from Kawhi Leonard.
Took what, 3 or 4 seconds until it went in? 2 shots for Matheny. 1:53 to go in the third. First one irons out. This Randolph-Macon team is going to have a tough schedule ahead. Obviously, we've talked about 12-6 as the record so far, right in the middle of the conference standings. But they also have Bridgewater and Shenandoah in 2 of their next 3 games. 2 teams that are situated 2nd and 3rd. Win here would go a long way for the Lemon and Black. Here's Audra Petty. Dish to the corner, Ashley Vandergrift. Searches from the elbow. Stellar communication defensively from the Yellow Jackets. Lynchburg's going to have to get something. Spainhour to the left side. Southpaw stance for 2.
You love that from Spainhour, the 2-sport athlete, women's basketball and women's volleyball.
And a foul on the other end. Wow, you talk about momentum shifters. Sayla Parker has injected so much energy for this Lynchburg team. Here's another look at Spainhour's wraparound. Not much you can do defensively if you're Emmy and Byers in that spot. Now the Hornets have possession back, 5-point deficit. Hoffman. Outside to Vandergrift. Perhaps a quick 3 opportunity. They won't take it. Petty will. Straightaway jumper. And no good. Yellow Jackets the other way. Final minute of the third. Wyrick. Pass outside. Here's Riley White for 3. Trickles out. Hoffman the rebound. Important possession here for the Hornets. Vandergrift looking for options. Pass goes all the way across. Coach Nichols saying, let's slow it down. Spainhour frustrated with some of the hand contact from Wyrick. Now his isolation other side. Vandergrift inserts to Petty. 6 on the shot clock, going towards the bucket. No good, and a fight for it. Randolph-Macon possession. Foul will be called on Audra Petty. Or no, Madison Hoffman.
It is a rough game from Petty, shooting 1 for 6 from a 3-point, 3 for 10 in total, just 7 points. And you gotta imagine it just seems like she's trying to do too much at this point. When in your situation, obviously you want to do well, but if you're not shooting well, you just got to create chances for everybody else. And if you're the rest of your team, you're looking at Audra Petty, your best player is not playing up to par or playing as well as she has been. It's time for you to step up, you to start getting yourself in the scoring column.
Well, you can just sense the frustration as Wyrick rattles home the free throw. Obviously, they have had her attention all afternoon long. Kate Littlejohn leads Lynchburg with 12 points. Parker down to the hardwood. 6 ticks remain on the clock. Spainauer from half had a few extra seconds, took it early. That's where the quarter expires. Physical third quarter on display from Turner Gymnasium. Randolph-Macon holding on to their advantage, a 7-point lead. 10 minutes to go from the Hill City. Stick with us.
Your calling is beyond the classroom. This is where you feel at home, where you feel connected. And this is the place where you'll answer that call. Here, you'll learn to lead the way in the industry you love. The equestrian sport management major at the University of Lynchburg. Accepting applications now.
See, in this hive, everybody has a place. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is a part of the swarm. We are engineers of empathy, architects of tomorrow, storytellers of today. We're not waiting to change the world. We already doing it.
Into the final quarter we go. Randolph-Macon leads Lynchburg 47-40 with 10 minutes to play. Evan Gates and Ethan Moratsky taking you through the action on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network and Flo College. Better quarter from Lynchburg. When you look at the momentum, they got that lead right down to 5, but it feels like the Yellow Jackets have just been poised enough to stay in front.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. And I think one of the big factors is Lynchburg only had 2 turnovers that quarter. It gave them the ability to shoot more. You just gotta try and knock down more, especially if you're Audra Petty.
Rebound by Petty as she heads the other way. As we said, a frustrating start to this game, just 7 points after having 31 against Randolph. 4 starters in the ball game right now. Brooke Kaysen on the bench as Ashley Vandergrift stays in. Pass right side, here's Parker. This Lynchburg team methodical in its approach. Every possession matters. Other side, Vandergrift for 3, front iron and out. That would have been a big shot. Now the Yellow Jackets can slow it down. Lynchburg 6-4 at home this season. 3-pointer from the other side. A brutal break for Lynchburg. Aaron Porter connects for 3.
Yeah, it's a big 3 for the Yellow Jackets, extending your lead back to double figures. It's going to be tough for Lynchburg to come back. It's doable. You got 9 minutes, or just under 9 minutes to go, but you got to figure something out soon.
Pass denied down low. As we've talked about with the tempo of this ball game, you feel like Randolph-Macon can afford to slow it down. Sam Smith, other side. Out of the corner, Riley White. Up top, another 3-point shot. Won't fall down the hatch. Littlejohn gets the rebound. Had to hustle for it. Now options Vandergrift. Pestered by Sam Smith. Here's Sayla Parker, denied, going upstairs. Matheny got a swat. Lynchburg basketball, 8:08 to play. Brooke Kaysen comes back into the game.
I believe that's Matheny's 5th block of the ball game, or 4th or 5th. She's putting a stellar defensive game tonight, and you can imagine it's a huge reason as to why this team has found so much success.
That's a reason why she's been so crucial for this team. We already talked a little bit about her trajectory as a transfer after that sophomore season. she didn't necessarily play a lot of games before coming to Randolph-Macon. And all of a sudden last year, it was just such a different feel as she was a key piece starting every game this year. Spainhour keeps on running forward. The mid-range from the short corner, no good. Smith turns around. Here is Matheny from the elbow. A nice connection to a cutting Riley White. Bread and butter material with the passing. It has been so fundamental from Coach Lindsey Burke's squad. Hornets surveying for another option. Matheny almost got her 6th block. Instead, a little too much contact will send Spainhour to the free throw line. 7:26 to go.
They're making up by 12, up by 10 before that last bucket, and they're not slowing down. They're not taking any time off the clock. They're going right at Lynchburg, trying to put the pedal to the metal and extend this lead possibly up to 15.
Certainly sprinting through the finish line. Spainhour has 2 more free throws. Both are good. Now 6 for 6 from the line. Her percentage has skyrocketed this season. Will likely be up into the 80s after this ball game. Pass to the right side. Here's Aaron Porter again. And an extra step. Anna Wilcox frustrated. Right back to their post. 10-point lead for Randolph-Macon. You know, you think about it, Ethan, this Lynchburg team started January 1-5. They've now won 3 straight, getting back to near 500 ball for the month. You still have important games ahead, but you have to really ensure that you handle business against those teams that are lower in the conference.
Yeah, you're getting to that point in the schedule where the playoffs are looming. Every game means that much more, and we talked about this ODAC conference where a win can knock you up 3 places in the standings, and a loss can take you down 3. So every single game means more and more for every team in that middle range, and even lower to the teams that are trying to make the tournament.
3rd foul for Anna Wilcox. Here's 2 shots for Audra Petty. Right to your point, the 6th through 8th spots of the conference right now. Hollins, Virginia Wesleyan, and Lynchburg all separated by just a game. Randolph-Macon improved slightly in the 5th spot at 6-3 in conference, 12-6 overall.
Lynchburg shooting 13 for 13 at the charity stripe today. We mentioned at the beginning, it was the first minute where he said if this is going to come down to free throws, Lynchburg would be comfortable doing that.
Quick passing here, Sam Smith found an opening behind the back and denied by Selah Parker. Spainhour came down with the rebound and was clipped. That's the 4th foul on Randolph-Macon. 6:31 to go in the quarter, so next one is bonus. And with Lynchburg's free throw percentages, I think it's probably the perfect scenario. You slow the game down, you get some free throws, you might be right back in this thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. And going back to the nice rebound from Spainhour, everybody takes a quick sigh of relief when she gets up. Obviously, a 2-sport athlete like we mentioned, plays women's volleyball. As that one's launched up by Petty won't go, but she actually couldn't play this season due to a knee injury. Just got back into the mix of things a little bit before this basketball year.
Matheny, easy work to clean the glass. Back to a 10-point game. And you love the hustle, the heart from Bree Spainhour. Obviously, getting those preseason festivities with the Lynchburg team was a little bit of a different sight for her. She had always played volleyball, joined the team in December. She didn't play her first game until later in the season, but that was due to the injury and not being with the club. Audra Petty won't fall in the fadeaway.
I got the ability to talk to Spainhour about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and, just asked her, how's the knee feeling, the team and all that, and she says the knee feels fine. She says she thinks it's more of a mental thing at that point to where you don't feel it, but you know that injury is looming in the back of your head.
Obviously so difficult when it wasn't suffered in your own sport either. As the volleyball season as Littlejohn goes coast to coast. Timeout with 5:09 to play. Lynchburg senses they're still in the battle. 8-point deficit from Turner Gymnasium on the other side.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the university.
Just 5:09 to play here in Turner Gymnasium as Lynchburg takes on Randolph-Macon. The Yellow Jackets up by 8. And what has been a very back and forth contest, but you look at the stats, 15 turnovers for Lynchburg. Once again, it's been one of the struggles. Rebounding battle. It's been pretty even throughout this contest. So some of the hustle stats might come into factor. Porter driving on Littlejohn. Look for the pass, short corner. Now connection right into the elbow, and the mid-range off the mark from Byers. Brooke Kaysen downstairs to Littlejohn, has the mismatch around the world and in. Kate Littlejohn leading the charge, 14 points for the Hornets. Paired with 5 rebounds and 2 steals on the day. Dumped downstairs, Matheny. Looks like that hand might have gotten her head. A little bit of extra contact as she'll have 2 shots. First team foul for Lynchburg. And that will bring us to the media break. 4:23 to go here from Turner Gymnasium. Let's keep it right here. Evan Gates and Ethan Morotsky. You know, this has been a game that when you look at so many of the stats, it feels pretty reminiscent of what we expected. I think the 3-point percentages are always interesting to look at, though. In Lynchburg, 3 for 16 at just 19%. They're still in a 6-point ball game. You can't feel too bad if you're Coach Nichols.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Your team's shooting well out inside the 3-point line. I mean, you got Audra Petty again. She's your main scorer from behind the arc now, and she can't really knock it down with just 1 for 7. But if that's the case, keep driving in the paint. You got Littlejohn last couple possessions. She's been doing a great job throwing those floaters up, but it's really easy to look at the turnovers for Lynchburg just because they haven't been doing so well in the past. But this game, it felt really, really a bad stance in that first half with 12, but they've limited it to 3 so far in the second half, and it's a big reason why they're starting to slowly cut that lead down. But you got 4.5 minutes left. It's time to go to work. It's crunch time. Like we mentioned, every single game means much more coming later on in the season, so you got to nut up or shut up if you're Lynchburg, because you're coming down to the wire, and you got a good chance at coming back and winning this game.
Well, it's a golden chance when you recognize the fact that Lynchburg has had a lot of tight games here throughout the season. Obviously, several of them have gone back and forth, but a 3-game win streak will help the confidence regardless of what goes down here in Turner Gymnasium this afternoon. A big one on the way next week, the Code Red matchup on Wednesday. Rebound Jacobisi. 7-point game, 3-point shot hasn't been there for the Hornets, but several other avenues as Kate Littlejohn has 16 points. She has that ball in her hands. Finds Vandergriff. Give a go. Another chance to finish. Heading Superman mode to the hardwood. 2 more free throws on the other side.
Well, it was a great job from Vandergriff to recognize that Littlejohn, she's been hot driving into the paint. You see her going full force towards the net. Got to give the ball to her.
Biggest part of this, as we said, is it stops the clock. As Littlejohn misses the front, and there's that give and go again. And you see all the defenders down low for Randolph-Macon. No one's really in foul trouble at this part of the game. It's been a very balanced breakfast in that category. Wilcox has 3 and White has 3. But they've done well being disciplined defensively. Smith the pass around the perimeter. Yellow Jackets have worked it all afternoon. Cutting motion from Porter. Foul will stop the play, and that's on Jacobisi. That'll be her 3rd. Spainhour back into the game for Lynchburg, as are Riley White and Anna Wilcox for the Yellow Jackets. Lynchburg's last win over Randolph-Macon came in 2024. Won a double overtime thriller as an and one opportunity falls right under the bucket. Riley White will add to the tally.
Was Kaysen giving the contact, and I understand wanting to contest the shot, but with a wide open look off of that inbound, it's a tough play to make.
One shot ensuing, 3:52 to play. Coach Burke craning her neck at the clock, saying how much can we chew off here in the next 4 minutes. Comfortable lead, that's where it's rested through the majority of the game, right around that 6 to 10 point range. Lynchburg has to do something to find their way back in. Kaysen finds Jacobisi, took an extra step before the dribble. Travel will send the basketball the other way. Coaching staff saying, you know what, this team, especially after a 3-game losing streak in the heart of conference play, we were in the pit. Not much went our way offensively or defensively. We really had to be at peace with it and find our way out. That's what this team has done here in the last few games, finding winning ways again. Hornets will need a little bit of urgency. Here's Kaysen. Searching for options. Jacobisi had 3 defenders around her. Draws the contact.
Jacobisi, somebody on this Lynchburg squad who's really stepped up off the bench this season, where she's a key contributor. Only 2 points today, but 6 rebounds. She's tied with the lead on this team with Spainhour. So she's somebody that is a really important role player coming off the bench.
First one rims out. So many important players on this Lynchburg roster. We mentioned how many saw the floor against Randolph. It has been much skinnier today. Just 9 players for Lynchburg. Sadra Petty comes back in, and you understand the circumstance. Obviously, that game ran away from Randolph pretty quickly. But the Hornets and Coach Nichols seeing that, hey, we want to have a consistent bunch out there to stay in this fight. Parker, tight defense on Smith. They go outside. Opportunity for Anna Wilcox, driving, kicks out. Porter for 3, and bounces off the rim. Spainhour tries to insert Audra Petty, somehow kept that dribble alive. 2:30 to play, Littlejohn. Trying to cut to the basket, spins around, swishes it home. Now about 4, stick in the landing. 6-point ball game. Matheny at the free throw line. Yellow Jackets with time, and Kaysen charged with the personal. That'll be her 4th.
Come back to that Kate Littlejohn. Nice layup and in her last 6 shots, she's knocked down 5 of them. So you got to imagine on that offensive end, they're going to keep giving her the rock, as that also opens up room for Petty. She can get hot in these last 2 minutes and cut this lead down even more.
Well, 3-pointers haven't been falling. One for the last 11 for Lynchburg. That's a dagger in the corner. Anna Wilcox. Randolph-Macon from distance Still right around 30%. Not much better than Lynchburg, but it's been timely shooting. Spainauer shot left of the rim. And the Lemon and Black putting on a stellar final few minutes. We'll see if they can get to the finish line. Porter, pass to the other side of the paint. No good, the offensive rebound, and puts it in. Was that checkmate in Turner Gymnasium? Back to an 11-point lead. Spainauer heckled down low. She'll have 2 shots. I mean, Ethan, it happened so quickly in a span of 1 or 2 minutes. You see Randolph-Macon just those 5 or 6 points that can feel so difficult to overcome.
I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that they just don't turn off. They want to score every second of the ball game, no matter how much they're up by. They could be up by 13, 14, 15, and they're gonna go quick and try and up that lead.
Should the scoreline rest where it is at 9 points, Lynchburg does still have 2 home games coming up. 14 of the 25 on the schedule are played right here in Turner Gymnasium this season. While Randolph-Macon's at the 5 spot in the conference. You know what they can do after last year as Sam Smith powers through. She has fueled the fire this afternoon. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for the guard, who's played 37 minutes.
Well, the big standout for this Randolph-Macon team is that they've got 4 double-digit scores tonight. And the 3-point shooting, 7 for 21, shooting 33%. You go look at that Lynchburg side, they're shooting just under 18%.
Has certainly been a difference. You see the emotion. Wears it on her sleeve. And for someone who was named the ODAC Rookie of the Year, back to the all-conference team last year, this is a team that has its own identity this year, right? You look at the 2 losses in the 24-25 season, and certainly you want to match that. But Sam Smith feels like the blueprint for this season and the next if the Lemon and Black want to get back to that conference title game. Timeout, Coach Nichols, 39 seconds to go. We'll step aside for a moment here in Turner Gymnasium.
Here in Lynchburg, the cage birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they were finally seen. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice. Unapologetic, authentic. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently.
39 seconds to add finishing touches to the story. Kate Littlejohn, we hit the give and go, right back to the glass for 2. 11-point deficit now. Sam Smith just has to scurry away. Randolph-Macon will try to bleed off the final portion of the clock. There's the foul with 27 to go. 3 ODAC games today, as we said. Washington and Lee played Virginia Wesleyan this morning. EMU at Hollins. Those were the other 2 games. Shenandoah has now suffered a 3-game losing streak, if you're keeping up with the ODAC standings. Lost to Guilford last time out. That was last night. This Lynchburg team going to fall to 11-8. But after what was a blazing start to the year, obviously suffering a difficult start to conference play, it feels like they've really regained their composure.
Yeah, I completely agree. And we mentioned it, we feel like broken records, how we talk about how good the ODAC is. It almost feels like any team can win the conference this year, no matter what record they have going into the playoffs. You can win on any given day. Today it was Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg might win the next game. We're not sure, but that's the beauty of not just the sport of basketball, but ODAC basketball.
Definitely feels like a tight toss-up the entire season as you take a look at some of the final highlights. Lynchburg, throughout this game, really lived in the paint. It was a different identity for this Hornet squad. Kate Littlejohn, a large reason why, as you see, she was able to stick the landing on some of those finishes. 21 points, 6 rebounds for Littlejohn. While Randolph-Macon, as you said, Ethan, 4 in double figures. Sam Smith plays 38 minutes. It's a complete effort all around, but I think both teams are going to take a lot from this contest.
Yeah, I completely agree. And if you're Lynchburg, you just got to tip your cap. I mean, they played a great game. Audra Petty, not a fantastic game for her, especially after she had really balled out the prior 3 games for Lynchburg. But if you're Petty, you're thinking, okay, you know, I'm not going to have a great game every single day. It's time to get back into the gym, work on your craft, and have a step-up game next time you're out.
Going to be an exciting one Wednesday against Guilford right here in Turner Gymnasium. 7:30 start time for the women's team as they continue this 3-game homestand. The Hornets fall to Randolph-Macon 68-58 on this Saturday afternoon. A big thanks to the entire LHSN crew for making this possible. On behalf of our director, JP Zapata, he is Ethan Moratsky. I'm Evan Gates saying so long from the Hill City.